So welcome to another episode of Straight Out of Camera, where I share my custom film simulations for the Fujifilm X series cameras. Today I'm going to share a custom film simulation I call Monochrome Sands. Although I made this on my X-H1, this should work on any camera with the X-Trans 3 or X-Trans 4 sensors. So that includes the X Pro 2, X Pro 3, XT2, XT3, XT4, etc. There are a handful of them. With these cameras, one of the default film simulations built into the cameras is ACROS, which is a simulation of a black and white film from Fujifilm themselves. For this custom simulation, I used ACROS with the red filter as the base. The base simulation gives a great tonal starting point, and the red filter helps add drama to the blue skies. Adjusting the shadow and highlight tones like I did with this custom simulation reminds me of the vibe that I get when I create images with T-Max or Delta type film stock. It's hard to get any of these film simulations to look exactly like the analog film equivalent, but I like having a similar feel and vibe from these that I get from those film stocks. Part of that challenge in matching a film simulation with shooting on film is that the film stock itself is only one aspect of the process, right? So you have the lens, which determines sharpness and other aspects of the image first off, but you also have the speed that you shoot the film at, whether you're pushing or pulling it, what chemicals you use to process that film in, and the processing itself can be tweaked to give certain looks. And then you have however you're going to present that image in the end, because it's not going to just end at the negative. You're going to either scan it or you're going to print it in the darkroom. So there's a lot of steps that affect the look of what that film stock ends up being. So these film simulations that I create just bring to mind certain images that I create with certain film stocks. I really like the vibe this Monochrome Sands creates. The grain adds texture, the red filter adds drama, and this all mixes nicely with the great detail of these X-Trans sensors. When processing the raw images I've taken on these shoots for final print or for a book project, I will use these JPEGs with the film simulations as my roadmap, and they'll guide me and give me inspiration when editing in terms of contrast choices and grain choices. And in some cases, I might even just use the JPEGs themselves. So when you want some added texture and drama to your black and white images, try this film simulation out and let me know how it works out for you. Again, this should work great on XT2, XT3, XT4, X-H1, XT20, XT30. Really, this should work great on any of the cameras with the X-Trans 3 or X-Trans 4 sensor. So I hope you're enjoying this Straight Out of Camera series. I'll continue to create more. Right now I have an XT1 and X-H1, so those will be my reference points to create as many as I can. Eventually I'll get a camera with the X-Trans 4 sensor so I can see what new options are available for those cameras specifically. In the meantime, I'm going to maximize what I have and keep creating, and I hope you are too. I thank everybody who's recently subscribed. It's really great. Welcome to the channel. I'm happy to have you. And like always, I'll have actual image samples that you can take your time looking at on my blog, and the information for this custom film simulation recipe in the description and on my blog, so you'll be able to access that at either place. So thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.